Welcome to Comms in a Nutshell. I'm Vic, one of your hosts.
And I'm Scott, your co-host.
And in this episode, we're going to be focusing on the importance of rest and relaxation over the festive period as we come into December. So today we're joined by Bryony, our people coordinator. So for the listeners, do you want to give everyone a little bit of an overview about you?
Thanks, guys. Hi everyone, I'm Bryony. I'm the people coordinator at Oak. I've been at Oak, I think, coming up to about 4 months now, so it's still relatively new, but I have been working in the people world for about 5 years. I guess I'm sort of all about well-being, all about kind of looking after yourself, looking after your body, looking after your mind. So I'm really excited to talk about everything we have today.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Good. So, why is it important over Christmas for people to focus on rest and relaxation?
I think it's quite easy to think about Christmas as it's this moment, but if you think about it, we've all been working really hard for the last 12 months, and while you must have had a little holiday, most people haven't really had a proper rest, and then suddenly have kind of quite a long period of time off. So I just think it's really, really important that we give ourselves this moment to just kind of switch off and take a breath after going on through the whole year. It's also really important that we actually give ourselves physically enough time to recover throughout winter. We're in the UK here. It's pretty much snowing outside. There's all kinds of bugs, illnesses. We've still got COVID knocking around. So not kind of burning yourself out physically as well as mentally is really important to just let yourself fully rest and give your body that time to recover.
Yeah, definitely. And individually, that's good. So how can companies kind of focus on helping everybody to wind down kind of in the run-up to the festive period?
Well, as we were just talking about, burnout is just such a big risk. And for a company, you can lose really valuable skill really quickly if people are off for the aforementioned bugs and illnesses, or if people are just totally mentally drained from a year of pushing really hard work. Christmas is quite often a time of big deadlines. Everyone kind of sees the end of the year as this time where you want to just wrap everything up and get it all done before you go off for a long period of time and then start fresh in the new year. So there's quite a lot of risk there. You could just lose valuable staff. I think a really useful thing you can do is try and look at the years as fluid rather than as a kind of start and end point. I kind of don't see this need that you need to finish everything by Christmas and start everything afresh in January.
Yeah.
The whole process can just flow a bit more smoothly in between one to the next. Just look at it like a bit of an extended holiday rather than a dead stop point.
Definitely.
And just encouraging people to rest. You know, I think it's great for businesses to get people to rest, and you'll get, the more that you're investing in your employees, looking after their health, well-being and resting, the more you're going to get rewarded with a focused, engaged, productive workforce who are still feeling fresh, fit, able to do good work.
Yeah,
definitely. So I guess from an employee point of view, what's the best thing that they can do to kind of unplug and unwind over the festive period?
Yeah, it's a really, really good question. And I think the most important thing any employee can do is to be aware of their own sense of how they decompress. When I talk about decompression, I mean like knowing how you switch off and unwind. There's no one size fits all. Some people walk, some people exercise, some people read, play video games. There's a huge mix. But knowing yourself how you do that so you can invest your time in the right way to turn off and mentally let yourself kind of slow down. Putting your phone away and your laptop away when you're not working, kind of that physical shut down, switch off is really important. And setting personal boundaries of when you're going to do that. But then equally communicating with your team members, saying, right, I'm off now, don't contact me kind of thing, or try and avoid it. Because if you're in your switch off time and you've got somebody hammering emails at you, it's really hard to properly switch off then, isn't it?
Yeah.
So just being transparent with what you're doing.
Definitely. So as a business, what can businesses do to kind of look after their teams and make sure that they're supporting their employees over the festive season?
First thing I'd say to that is I do believe it is the individual's responsibility first and foremost.
Yeah.
As a business, you can encourage people as much as you want, but it is really down to whether the individual will invest in that. However, having said that, you can definitely do things as a company. So one of the best things I think you can do is just really vocally encourage people to switch off. Don't set a culture of always on, always working. One of the easiest ways to do that is to really lead from the top And if you're manager or as a manager, you're actively showing people that you aren't emailing at silly o'clock in the morning. You know, you're saying, right, it's 5:30, I'm turning my laptop off now, you should do the same. You're going to influence the business, and that's a really great way of getting people to just properly stop, because they'll feel accepted and able to do so. And then I think as well, you can, over the Christmas period, do things like sort of metaphorically shut the office. So you could set a time where nobody in the business is working, and you know, you're encouraging everybody to take 2 or 3 days off where the business is closed, really.
Yeah, I like that's having like a clear boundary of like switching off.
Is it Portugal who've made it?
Yeah.
They've changed the law?
Yeah, they have.
Yeah, you're not allowed to email after 4 p.m. or something, isn't it?
4 p.m?
I don't know, I might have made that up.
I thought it was to do with managers contacting you out of office hours.
It's something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and it's legal, but they're legally charged on kind of.
Yeah.
Really?
It's
That
fantastic.
splits between work and personal life.
Yeah,
guess,
because I think we spoke about that, haven't we, when you hear that Teams like bling and the
no.
thing.
You're like,
on a Sunday afternoon and you're
I'm
like,
in the bath.
oh my gosh, yeah.
I actually think one of the most important things that as a company you can do as well is just be aware that there isn't a one size fits all for Christmas, and some people might have a different religion and they might not celebrate Christmas, or they might have personal family situations where Christmas actually isn't a really fun thing.
Yeah.
So just not assuming that everybody has this festive kind of happy experience
Yeah,
at Christmas.
definitely.
Keeping your awareness of that is really valuable.
That's good. And it kind of leads us into the next question, which is around if people do want to get into the spirit of Christmas, how can employers support that kind of in the office or remotely, and how do they kind of, you know, support Christmas?
I think you need to I would look at this in kind of 3 different categories of employees that you've got. So you might have in-office employees, you might have remote employees, then you could have people who are working hybridly, and each one of them kind of needs their own situation.
Yeah.
So if you're in the office, that's quite easy. You can do all the usual like festive things. You can decorate, you can put some little snacks out or whatever. A really nice thing
Sorry, mince pies.
I think we had the Christmas playlist on last week.
Oh really? Oh my god, it wasn't December.
yeah, it was on. So.
First boundary, December onwards.
You know my rule on this. A really nice thing you can physically do if you're all together is do a little donations box, kind of do a bit of giving back for charity rather than just making it all about consumption. If you've got people at home, then something like an intranet is so useful for that, because you can communicate really clearly with them. You might be able to do a little Christmas festive homepage on your intranet through a scheduled homepage. You can post about whatever your Christmas wellbeing strategy is. You can post about financial well-being things. Obviously finance is such a big hot topic over Christmas. Spending, scary.
Just coming out of Black Friday.
Just
Just
Cyber
talking about the
Monday.
emails that where everyone gets bombarded with.
Oh
It's
god,
stressful.
it is stressful. All these things do actually add into kind of the Christmas stress.
Yeah.
So encouraging all the good things that you're doing in an intranet is amazing. And I think the other thing for people who are remote or hybrid or based at home that is really valuable is just being aware of the fact that they have chosen to be at home.
Yeah.
So if you're going to schedule kind of an online social or something, which is really important to definitely include people who aren't physically in the office, still make sure you're having all the relevant meetings and doing something fun with them, but just be mindful of the time you're doing it in, because I expect if you've chosen to work from home, you probably want your personal time to be off Zoom and offline really. So my recommendation is if you're going to have a social or something, do it within working hours if that's available. You're going to get much more engagement that way.
Yeah, like we have things on Friday morning, don't we? And then it kind of gets you in that Friday mood, but then it's not like, oh, at 5 p.m. on Friday, can you come on for an hour?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like nobody's thinking at that point like, oh great, I can't wait to sit on Zoom again and spend some more time with my colleagues. People want to go and do their own personal thing.
But you spoke about a Christmas wellbeing strategy.
Yeah.
Do you think there's like things that people could take from this that they could include in that? Like any ideas?
From what we've already spoken about.
Yeah, like maybe
I
some
hope
key
so.
things that you could have in a like key things that you could have in a Christmas wellbeing strategy.
If I was doing a Christmas wellbeing strategy, I would be focusing on financial wellbeing, definitely getting some posts about how to kind of spend sensibly and just be aware of your own spending really, and kind of understand that you don't need to spend the world on people to give a nice gift.
Yeah.
I would be encouraging people to focus on maintaining good habits that you might have built throughout the year and not just letting everything go just because it's Christmas.
Yeah.
I'd be focusing on things like exercise and diet, and saying like don't burn out. Don't use alcohol as a way to relax if you can. Like, definitely have fun, but don't just turn to alcohol as your solution for switching off and winding down, because actually you end up physically tiring yourself out more as your body works to kind of process this alcohol through your system. It's actually really unconducive to rest and relaxation.
Yeah.
So I think if I had strategy, I'd probably do a sort of 30-day thing over Christmas, like just giving little hints and tips every day of what you can be doing to kind of just be kind to yourself through the Christmas period.
Yeah, definitely.
Great, that's cool. I think even the adverts at the minute, it's all about food and booze, isn't it?
Oh,
It's so,
Yeah.
from like mid-October onwards now, that's when the Christmas adverts start.
I mean, when you start thinking about the consumption that is Christmas, it's absolutely terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The shopping, the booze, the food, the Yule logs, the chocolate cakes, the mince pies.
Yule log.
But you know
Yeah,
you
you
do.
You pulled out a Yule log there, is that a personal favourite?
Do love a Yule log.
No,
It's alright, especially if it's got a bit of brandy or something splashed in there. Then
it's great in the throes of it, isn't it? And you're like, oh, I'm eating and drinking, but then come the week after, then when you need to come back to work and you're just full of alcohol and Yule log.
Yeah, you are.
You feel sluggish.
But then
and
that's
tired
why
and it's hard.
It's why everyone ends up doing like dry January or like veganuary and all these things, which are great. I absolutely support people who do that.
Yeah.
But to me, it's quite bingey. You kind of will like binge and then you'll have nothing and then you'll go back into normality. I think what I was talking about, the kind of fluid year, there's no reason why you just need to like hammer it really hard, go completely cold turkey. You should just be thinking about it as a more fluid situation.
Yeah, 'cause then everyone goes into dry Jan, don't they?
Yeah.
And it's,
Yeah.
no, I like that, having the balance, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think, were you going to go?
No, you go.
And I think some of them points that you covered, they kind of link into the next question, like the areas of well-being that people should put a focus on over the festive period.
Yeah.
So, yeah, do you want to cover those?
Of course.
Thank you.
So we looked at a CIPD article for this, and there were 6 areas that were highlighted as the kind of key areas of well-being, which I completely agree with. So you've got health, good work, social, personal growth, good lifestyle choices, and financial well-being, which we've actually already spoken about in this already. But I guess if you were going to break down each one, I think health, just what we were talking about then, you know, try and avoid the utter gluttony of letting everything you've already done go and just go completely into excess. Good work, again, what I mentioned before, just knowing when to switch off and letting people know when you do, and just having your own personal boundaries of, this is my family time now, this is my personal relaxation time, this is my sort of self-care time, whatever it is. Social, I'd say with that you should be setting personal boundaries and trust yourself that it's okay to say no to something. You don't have to go to every single event, because again, that's how you fall into the excess trap of you're out 5 nights a week drinking or something. So just do what you feel is right, but say no if you want. Personal growth is a great one. Christmas is a time for rest and relaxation, and you can really use that time to kind of invest in yourself. There might be something which you have on your agenda for the New Year's as a resolution. Start it now, you know, use the time.
Yeah.
Good lifestyle choices. What we were already saying, you know, don't forget about your usual routine. Keep your exercise going if you can. Try and eat a couple of healthy meals in the mix while you can. Think that fluid process. And financial well-being. Just be mindful of your own spending. Try not to get into too much debt if you can. Use anything your business is sharing to kind of be aware of that.
I think financial well-being is a massive one over Christmas, because I mean, I know I'm a bit like stressed with so many secret Santas, and because it's the time of year you get everyone gifts, you're like, I want to get everyone something really nice, but it's important to maybe set budgets.
Set budgets, or if you do think I'm going to spend quite a lot more this month because of Christmas, then maybe set yourself a goal of in January you're not going to buy yourself any clothes, or you're not going to go out for a meal every week, or whatever it might be. Kind of think about how you can recoup that money so you don't step into the new year with a great big pile of debt that you don't know how you're going to claim back.
A bit of planning and prep.
Absolutely.
And not just Apple Pay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, budgets are great.
Yeah.
So, in a nutshell, what are your top 3 tips for ensuring employees rest and relax over Christmas?
Top 3: allowing yourself to switch off and just truly giving yourself that time to rest and recover, I think is really important. Being mindful of what you eat and drink is really important, and just stopping yourself from falling into the trap of excess. And yeah, I think financial well-being is really important as well, and using something like an intranet to post about, send articles around. Loads of banks and things have guides, so use that as a space to share your knowledge.
Amazing.
Super.
Fab. And as it's the Christmas episode, we've got some Christmas quick-fire questions to throw at you. Okay, so do you have any family traditions?
Yeah, my family's quite unique actually. We basically see how long we can take to open a present throughout the day. So we don't just kind of open them all in the morning. It's literally a test of how willpowered you can be about opening gifts. So it gets to like 6 o'clock in the evening and we'll suddenly be like, oh, we've all got 5 presents left. Let's just open them so then we can have some dinner.
How long do you last?
Pretty well. It does only go into about 6 o'clock.
I was going to say, is there a record?
Oh, good question. I mean, I have nieces and nephews, so they always win because they've all got about 6,000 presents.
It's always the case when you get older and then you have, it's something really small, but it's really, really lovely. But it's just like one thing and you're like, oh.
Yeah, you always know. You have an idea of what like a present might be. So I kind of think like, oh, I'll open that because I think that might be like a slightly smaller thing, and this might be a bit more of a special one. So it's a weird mind game in my family. It's strange.
Psychological
like,
Christmas.
It is.
What's your favourite Christmas film?
I'm a sucker for something like Holiday or Love Actually. I just love a romantic
rom-com.
Christmas film.
Me too.
Can't help myself.
Favourite Christmas dinner item?
Probably stuffing, maybe. I didn't eat meat for a long time, so this is going to be my first year of having a meaty Christmas dinner in a long time, and I'm pretty excited, I'm not going to lie.
Are you going for the turkey?
Oh yeah, I'll be going for the turkey.
Any curveball favourite Christmas foods?
I like a Brussels sprout, as long as it's got bacon in it, then... I mean, again, she's changed too.
Added flavour.
Yeah.
And that was our next question, Brussels sprouts, love or hate?
Well, love.
Yeah.
Wow, there you go.
Get the vitamins in.
Yeah, so nutritious.
Wellbeing.
This is what I mean. Get your greens in when you can, guys.
Eat your sprouts.
Eat your sprouts.
What were you in your school nativity play?
Well, I was a little blonde girl, so I was always the angel. I think every year without fail, I was the angel.
Automatically at the top. Bryony Angel.
Look at me.
What age do you stop getting an advent calendar?
Oh, I don't think I'm going to get one this year. Although I've just gone and bought one for my house because I didn't think I would get bought one. So I was like, I'll take matters into my own hand here.
I got a text off my mum on Friday night who's bought me and my wife Becky advent calendars. But she sent them to our old address because we moved this year. And then the old next door neighbour took them in and she was like, can you go and get them? And I was like, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
And then she went on Saturday morning and got them.
Aww.
And then dropped them off on Saturday afternoon.
That's so sweet. Are they really good advent calendars or is it just
they're lint brown.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was
Nice.
going to say, if it's like a £1 dairy milk, I think I'd be like, you can take
Yeah,
it.
you can have that. I was trying to buy a, Tony's Chocolonis.
Oh,
I was trying to buy one of his advent calendars, but sold out everywhere. I can't get one.
Really?
Yeah, best chocolate in the world. We just got a bar with it with our Gusto box actually. I was like, thank you very much.
Is it gone now?
No,
Is it-
Gusto.
Yeah.
What is your stocking? Is it like a sack or a actual stocking or what?
Oh, this is so embarrassing in my family. When we were kids, my mum used to get her all tights. like actual tights and put things in them.
I suppose you can't have a heavy present in that.
It was always like a real challenge to try and get things out of the tight without like tearing the tights up.
Does this tie into how long it takes you to open the presents?
Probably. But now it's just evolved to a supermarket shopping bag.
Lots of stuff in there.
Yeah. And also we get it given them, because we're all grown ups now, we get it given them the night before at like 10 o'clock at night. My mum was just like, don't open it. And it's like, again, the psychological game. Can you not look at
A
it
test of
before the
resilience.
morning?
What do you usually get in your stocking?
Little odd bits, really. Might get some foodie things, probably some toiletries. I always know I never need to buy eye makeup remover because I'll always get that in stocking. Maybe a notepad. It's mostly just like little bits and bobs.
Useful bits.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. And then what top 3 things remind you of Christmas?
Ooh, it's a good question. Christmas music never fails to get me in the mood. The twinkly lights are good as well. And what's the third one? Probably just seeing my family. I have such a big family. We don't get together very often, so it always feels really festive and lovely when we do.
Yeah.
That's good.
And this year, touch wood.
Yeah.
I know,
Yeah.
yeah.
Although I was waiting for Yule logs.
Oh, do you want me to go through again and say Yule log?
No, it's okay. Yeah.
Add it as a 4.
And Yule logs.
Well, thank you very much for your Christmas wellbeing insight and your quickfire Christmas questions. And we hope everyone listening has a lovely Christmas and you look after yourselves over Christmas. And we'll see you in the new year.
Yeah, we'll see you then.
See you then.
Thanks, guys, and happy Christmas, everyone.